Hey everyone, it's Michael and welcome to Boxmining. Today is Monday, October the 15th, and we have quite a lot happening on both the cryptocurrency markets and the news as well. And this really relates to fake news. So we're going to discuss these two topics together because there was a bit of fake news targeting USD Tether and Bitfinex today, which caused a huge spike in the price of Bitcoin on Bitfinex exchange, and also it caused Tether to drop a lot in value, so it's no longer really a stable coin. We're going to talk about how to spot this fake news as well and exactly what happened. We're also going to talk about Ethereum's Constanipole update. It's now up and running on the Ropsten network after a little bit of a hiccup. And finally, we're going to discuss regulation as well. There's a new Kong SFC article trying to introduce crypto regulation. And if you guys want the latest debunks on fake news, check out my Telegram group. There's a great place for discussion over there. And also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I always post out the latest news there, so to keep you guys up to date. And of course, everything covered here is my personal opinion, not financial advice. So let's start off with the market update, and I'm just gonna move myself a little bit here again. So today you see that almost every cryptocurrency is up. Bitcoin up 6%, Ethereum up as well, at the cost of Tether. So Tether is going down in value. In fact, it went all the way down to almost 92 cents at 3 p.m. today over here. So around midnight, 3 p.m. midnight if you're in the US. So what happened in this case? Well, there was this fake email that was being spread on quite a few Telegram groups, WhatsApp groups as well, basically claiming that Binance will delist USDT. And the reason given for that is because Tether big scam. So this is a fake email that was spreading and people were actually believing in this, and coupled with the fact that Tether was dropping in value, it freaked out people even more. So there was a lot of claims of exit scamming and that Tether will go down to zero. CZ from Binance responded as well, saying, you know what, it's so much easier when someone does the work for you. Also, I only have to retweet this. So thank you so much for CZ to come out to kind of debunk this. And it's important to remember that fake news is always around in crypto. Last year, Vitalik is dead was a scam implemented by a few people spreading this rumor that Vitalik died of a bus accident. And these groups of people have intentions to manipulate the price by pumping out fake news. And the reason for that is because they can just buy up and soup up cheap Tether. Now, it's important to remember and make the distinction here that what I'm saying is that Tether, I'm not trying to defend Tether here. What I'm trying to fight is fake news. Because if you've been following my channel, what I've been saying is quite clear. Don't leave cryptocurrency on exchanges. It doesn't make any sense because only when you put it in your own wallet do you have complete control over it. So how do we conclude from this? Always do your factual research. It's extremely important that we have individual thought and that we examine every piece of evidence ourselves individually. That way, that's kind of the essence of decentralization when we have decentralized thought. Now, next up is Ethereum news. So Ethereum is undergoing an update called Constantinople, and Constantinople update is going to come in the form of a hard fork to the Ethereum network, and it's meant to bring a lot of changes to help developers with coding and also pave the way for Casper, which has sharding and proof of stake. So what's happening right now is that the Ethereum developers are deploying this hard fork on the Ropsten testnet. So allowing developers to test out this bit of new code before it goes live on the Ethereum mainnet, which is the one everyone is using. Unfortunately, over the weekend, there were some little hiccups along the way where the Ropsten testnet failed to deliver a block for a while as the network didn't fully upgrade very quickly. The reason for this is because it was deployed on the weekend and people didn't update their servers in time. But the good news is that Ropsten network is running, and you can check that out right now on Etherscan. So you can switch to the Ropsten testnet and you can refresh and see these new blocks being formed. And I personally deployed the Hello World contract there myself, and you can see that contract deployment is successful. So what does that mean right now? It means that developers who want to develop for Constantinople, they can test it out on the testnet, and that this update is still underway, even though there was a little bit of a hiccup over the weekend. So the last bit of news relates to Hong Kong security watchdog, the SFC, and the proposed crypto regulations. So why is this important is because quite a few exchanges and projects are registered in Hong Kong, including Bitfinex and BitMEX. And what they're having here is that these new regulations that they want to introduce, they don't want to be a complete ban. They actually want to have the right approach, whatever that is. So you can see that in terms of regulation, regulators have a very hard time regulating and also being competitive. You see, I think one of the reasons why they don't want to do a direct ban, and they admitted that a direct ban will not work in today's internet world when trading can cross national boundaries. So even if we ban them, transactions can still be easily conducted via other platforms in overseas markets. So they're directly acknowledging the fact that crypto-friendly regulations, regions, for example, Malta, which is now known as Blockchain Island, they're going to be much more competitive in the long run, and businesses here will just move over there. For example, that's what Binance is doing. Binance is like registered in Hong Kong, but they want to move, and they're moving to Malta. So you can see that regulators have a hard time. They need to balance between having this regulation, but also having competition, being competitive as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what sort of framework they can come up with. The good news here is that if it's overly broad, overly ban type, people are just going to move away. And that's it for today's box mining. I really hoped I gave you some tips to be able to spot fake news and give you the confidence to make your own individual opinions. Of course, I'd love to hear your opinions as well, and together we can debunk some fake news. So remember to join me on my cryptocurrency Telegram channel. I got the announcement channel, put the links down below, and of course follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. See you guys next time.